Two men live in the same city. They make the same money, but one wakes up angry, complaining about taxes, traffic, and how life's unfair. The other wakes up calm, takes a breath, and says, "All right, time to build." Same world, different mind. You'd think one has more wealth, but the truth is, the difference isn't in their bank accounts. It's in their beliefs. One measures life by what's missing. The other measures it by what's working. And that's what the Stoics understood better than most success gurus today. Wealth isn't how much you have, it's how little can control you. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." And if you think about it, that describes half of modern society. People don't even enjoy what they buy. They're too busy comparing it online. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire in history, yet he still reminded himself, receive wealth without arrogance and be ready to let it go. Imagine that, the emperor of Rome saying, "Yeah, I could lose it all tomorrow, and that's fine." Now imagine telling that to someone who just dropped their phone. They'd act like civilization just ended. That's the poor mind. Fragile, dependent, constantly chasing something outside itself. The rich mind? Detached, patient, focused. It builds before it brags. It knows wealth isn't freedom unless you can walk away from it. Seneca was one of the richest men in Rome, but he used to sleep on the floor just to remind himself he didn't need luxury. Meanwhile, today, people lose Wi-Fi for 5 minutes and start writing their will. That's the difference. A Stoic trained his mind. Modern man trains his followers. Seneca said, "Practice poverty, because the man who can live with less fears less, and the man who fears less is truly free." Epictetus took it further. He was literally a slave, yet spoke with more peace than most millionaires. He said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Imagine that. No gold, no mansion, no status, just freedom from needing all of it. You see, the poor mind is addicted to more. The rich mind is addicted to clarity. The poor mind flexes to prove worth. The rich mind stays quiet, because its value speaks by itself. But let's make this real. Imagine two neighbors. One buys a new luxury car. He parks it outside, wipes it 3 times a day, and looks around to see who's watching. The other neighbor drives an old Honda, laughs at the noise it makes, and goes to work without a care. One man owns a car. The other man owns peace. Now, if you told Marcus Aurelius about the car guy, he'd probably say, "So he's polishing his anxiety every morning?" That's what Stoicism is really about. It teaches you to stop shining your stress and start sharpening your soul. The Stoics didn't hate success. They just refused to be owned by it. They believed wealth is like fire, useful when controlled, destructive when worshipped. They built their wealth like warriors, slowly, strategically, without losing their balance. Because to them, wealth was never about comfort. It was about control. Control over cravings, control over fear, control over self. Now, let's end with a story, but not the tragic kind, a humorous one. A philosopher once visited a rich merchant. He showed off his mansion, his gold, his servants, everything. Finally, he asked the philosopher, "Tell me, philosopher, what do you own?" The philosopher smiled and said, "Nothing that can be stolen." The merchant frowned. "Then you're poor." The philosopher laughed. Then why are you guarding your house every night? That's the Stoic mic drop right there. The poor man guards his wealth. The rich man guards his mind. Because when your peace depends on possessions, you'll never have enough. But when your peace depends on perspective, you can never lose it. So before you chase more, stop and ask yourself, if I lost everything tomorrow, would I still be rich? Because in the end, the richest person isn't the one with the most money. It's the one who can stay calm when money walks away.